Hello and welcome back to this week's video. In this week's video we are at a very nice lake. We are at Trent Fisheries, which is in Nottingham, and as you can see behind me, quite a big lake, and I am on peg 24. So today I'm here with Leon Sudet, Jay Taylor and Ian from Carpology. So we're going to be filming Carpology, and I'll also be filming my own video in the background. So after this video, check out the Carpology video, which will be at the end of the video. Make sure you go check that out, and then you can see both sides of the story and see a bit more what Jay and Leon also got up to. But yeah, I just got to peg 24. We've had a walk around the lake. This is the best stretch of pegs we've got. So we've got a few pegs next to each other, so it's easier for filming, and it is looking good. It is only me and Leon here, and we did a draw for the pegs, and I'll play that clip now. Right, so I'm here with Leon from Mistralbaits, and we just got to the lake, so we're going to do a pick out in this bag, see who gets the first pick in our peg. In the peg, so let's get straight into it.
He never does well, so hopefully he won't let me down this time.
Yeah, last time I got dead last out of 4 people, so fingers crossed I'll do better.
The one who draws the worst has to make a cup of tea.
Okay.
Yeah. Deal?
Yeah, so what
don't want rubbish one as well, I want a nice one.
okay. So
right,
what are this? Two balls?
Two balls, I'll show you for the aid of the nice people at home. 2 balls, big balls. You see that?
2 and 1. So if you get 1, you pick first.
Yeah.
2, pick second.
No cheating, no looking in.
No looking.
Come on. Show the nice people at home what you got.
I got 2, and Leon gets first pick. Right. So me and Leon will decide which pegs we're going to pick, and we'll let you know what we're picking after that.
See you later, guys.
No, again. So yeah, the wind is absolutely whacking it down here, and the wind is just coming towards us. So we've got the wind on our side for now. But tomorrow morning the wind's supposed to be changing, and it's going to be getting that side of the lake. So if the pegs open free, if any pegs open up that side of the lake, we will move in the morning. But currently right now they're all full, so this is the best pegs that we could find. So yeah, that is all I've got to say for the intro. So let's get all my stuff sorted and get rods in the water. Let's get straight into it. Right, so what I am doing here, I've got my rod and I have put on a lead that you'd use, just feel around the bottom and try to find a nice clear spot, because this lake is quite weedy and there's quite a lot of natural food on there. So I'm going to cast this around, try to find a nice clear spot, and if I find one, clip it up at that spot and then have a feel about. Right, so let's cast it about. So I just casted it out then, and a really nice hit on the bottom. If I'm dragging it across the bottom now, I can't feel much weed, and then it pulls into a patch of weed, so it's quite sturdy there. I wouldn't say it's gravelly, but it isn't too bad. On the lead, there's no weed at all came up from there. So, my right hand rod, I think I'm going to put in this margin down here. And then my other rod, I'm going to put out in the open. So I'm going to have another feel round for 5 to 10 more minutes, and I'll let you know what I find. Right, so I've clipped up a spot that I'm liking out far in the middle, so now I'm going to find out how many wraps it is on my distance sticks over there and see how many wraps it is, so I can set up this rod with my PVA bag and then also get my spot out so I can spot some bait right on the money. So as you just saw, I counted out the wraps and it's 11.5 wraps. So all I need to do now is get this PVA bag on, make up some bait, and then get the spawns out on the spot. So first of all, let's go make up some bait. So first of all, got my empty bucket here. First thing that is going in is the Atlantic Crab 15mm boilies. And I'm chucking in about 1.5 kilos, maybe 2 kilos. So that's a good amount of boilies right there. Then what I'm going to do is grab a handful of the boilies, put them in my grinder, and grind up probably like 5 handfuls of boilies. And what's going in next is a few Atlantic crab pellets that I've just got spare. Only got a couple of them. Mini 10 pellets going in. And some Atlantic crab stick mix going in. Then just a bit of the Atlantic crab glug, because I haven't actually got much left and I forgot to get some. And then just to top it all off, I'm going to put in some Maxi 10 pellets because the carp in this lake absolutely love the pellets. Let's give all this a good mix. And there we go. I'll probably put a tiny bit more glug in it, but as you can see there, that is absolutely stunning. There's all sorts of stuff, a load of pellets, because as I said, they love the pellets here. Boilies, chopped boilies, large pellets up to probably about 10 mil, and then there's loads of other types of pellets, and then a good amount of stick mix, grinded boilies. That is game catch me a fish. Fingers crossed, touch wood. Right, so let's go get the spod rod and let's get some of this over my new spot. Right, so Leon's kindly lent me the spod and I'm going to wrap up the wraps now, 11.5 wraps, and get some bait out. So I'll get some bait out, then put on my PVA bag and get that rod in. Then my other rod, I'm putting in the margin over there, which I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to put my waders in and literally drop it in, and I can put bait on that easily by my hand. So probably going to put about 5 spoms out, not too much at all, straight on that spot. 11.5 wraps out, and I've got, ooh, that's close, and I've got a casting point. There's a tall tree over there that I cast towards. 11.5 wraps out, it should be on the money. So let's get doing that. Let's count the wraps first. Right, so spod's here. I'm going to load some bait up into it and get it out in the water. Right, so I'm doing a little change to my bait mix. I've just put in some extra pellets. I've put some 10mm Belka shrimp boilies in, and also now again in the brand new marine zest boilies, and they smell absolutely amazing. Oh, so nice. Well, on top of that, we'll get some of the marine zest booster bait soak in. Get that nicely soaked into all of that. And there we go, look at that. Now this is a lot of bait here, but it will get used through the session. Right, so before we get over to my other rod setup, here we have my first rod setup. So it's a PVA bag, there's the nugget on the end because I've just got the hook sitting out. The lead is on this side, so the lead will land flat there, and then the pop-up, the wafter which is in here, I've got an Atlantic crab wafter. So I'll jump on to pass Noah when I was tying up these bags last night. Right, thanks for passing me on, future Noah, and I'm just going to show you quick what I'm using on my inline lead setup. So I've got an inline lead here, and all I've got on that's going through it is one of the catch more PVA bag system, so that just slides on. So if the fish needs to go through, the lead can slide off and move somewhere else so it's not near the fish's head. So if anything breaks, the fish will be safe. Then I've got a pre-made, because I saw these pre-made rigs in a tackle shop earlier, the lead just fell off, and they look really good, and I thought I may as well just try them out, save me some time because I've got a lot of prep work to do. And this is what they are, the quarter ones, the micro bobs, size 4 hooks, and they look really good. So what I'm doing, I'm putting an Atlantic crab pop-up on, and then filling it with a PVA bag with mixed pellets and also grinded Atlantic crab boilies. So that's about it for the inline system. I'll chuck future Noah back on now, and hopefully I'm on the bank ready to catch some big fish. So let's jump back onto future Noah. Right, thanks for that pass, Noah. Let's get the rod in the water now, and I hope he is right. I hope we are catching some big fish. So 11.5 wraps going straight out onto the spot. First rod is in. Let's get the second rod in. So let's go over, show the spot, put a bit of bait out, and then I'll get my waders on and drop my other rod in. So let's do it. Right, so this is where it is. So there's a little pipe that fills up the lake and also empties the lake when it gets too full or empty. And I've got my bait here, and I'm going to chuck a bit of it on the spot now just so you can see where it is. Right, so that's where the spot is, but unfortunately There's a little tiny coot's nest here, so I don't want to disturb them too much, but I also don't want them to be eating my bait. So I'll put another 2 of these scoops in, then go get my rod and get it in the water. That'll probably do now till tonight. I'd probably just put in 5 scoops, which is probably equivalent to about half a kilo. So that'll be enough bait for tonight. Now let's go get my rod, put the bait on that, and I'll talk you through that rig setup as well. So I've got a normal leg clip system. I've got a leg clip on, a 2.5 ounce weight and some tubing. And then I've got a spinner rig that I made on the ends with a marine zest pop up on the end. So I'm going just to step in here and drop it in nice in the margin. Right, so now I'm going to walk around with this and get it on my bank stick. So I'll come back and get you inside. Right, I'm back and my rod is now on the pod. I'm going to chuck a tiny bit more bait out just on the spot a bit more. And there we go, that is sorted. So let's get back to my rods. I can actually show you how far away my rod is, so you know I'm not miles away from my rods. So my rods are there, just going around that tree, straight into that bay. Nice and easy. Right, so I'm going now get my bivvy and everything sorted, and when I've sit down I'll speak to you a bit more about the lake, speak to you a bit more about what we're doing here, and just keep you posted of everything. So let me set up everything else now and I'll catch up with you later. Okay, that was weird, but this is my rod that's in the shallows, and I have had birds pecking at it earlier. So yeah, I had swans swim through my line earlier, but that definitely looked like something took it, reeled it in, nothing was on, just a bit of weed. So let's put some fresh bait on it and get it straight back out on the spot and see if anything else happens. But I'm really confident in that margin spot, and it looks really, really promising for a bite. So let's get it straight back out.
Well, first fish of the session, not been here an hour or two now, and yeah, presented with this at 18.2 on the marine zest over a bed of pellet, and what a beauty. Trent view at its finest.
Mega fish. Right, so it has been a while since I last checked in, and it's currently, if I can show you, 7 o'clock, so it is coming on and starting being a bit late, so I've just got some more bait out on both my rods. And I am feeling confident in my spots. That right hand rod that's under that tree in the margin, I am really confident in that. I definitely think it's going to do a lot better at night. And same my far rod really. It has been quite hot today, so when it cools down, the fish will go more on the feed. It's been about 23 degrees today at the hottest, which is quite hot. And then tomorrow it's going to be about 25, the day after 29, and the day after that 29. So now I've sat down, I can talk to you a bit more about what we're doing here and a bit more about the lake. So this is Trent View Fishery, and the lake is stocked with 2,500 carp. It's estimated about 500 of them carp are above 30 pounds, which is crazy. And then the biggest fish in here is 46 pounds, which is absolutely nuts. Never fished a lake with a fish that big in it that I know. So it's really exciting fishing here. You don't know what's on the end of your line. There is quite a lot of smaller fish, but there is still that chance to catch one of them big ones, which is very, very adrenaline filling. And makes me want to try everything I can to get some fish on the bank. So I'm here filming with Mistralbaits. Jay Taylor's now here as well. Jay Taylor and Leon's Instagram will be down in the description below if you want to check any of them out. And Ian from Carpology is coming tomorrow at bright and early in the morning. So when Ian comes, I'm sure we'll be doing some clips for the Carpology video, as I mentioned earlier. And yeah, Leon also had a fish earlier which I didn't really get much footage of. So yeah, that was a stunning fish at £18.2. And he got it nice quick off the bite. He had it on the bottom with a marine zest pop up. But yeah, I'm probably going to cook up some food soon, because as I said, it's about 7 o'clock, so it's getting on now, getting a bit late. Hopefully that sun goes down soon, so the fish will start feeding more when it cools down. That's what I'm hoping anyway. So I'll keep you posted, and I'll show you some clips of me cooking some food now. Hello and welcome to Cooking with Noah. This is the first episode of Cooking with Noah, but today we're going to be cooking all. Not these, I got the wrong thing in my bag. 2 seconds. Something called pizza pockets. Never seen them in my life before, but I saw them on the shop when I was getting some food for fishing, and I thought that'll fit perfectly in my toasty thing. So, we're going to try cook them. So we get two in the bag, 2 in the box. So first of all, let's get the stove on. We've got a lovely little table here, which is a bench that was on the peg already. I've been using the bench all day. Get this open, get some fry light, a good spray either side, and that'll do the trick. And now let's open up these pizza pockets. They actually look really nice, so let's get them straight on. Hopefully they'll both fit in, will be a dream. Oh, they fit perfectly. Just about. There we go. So, let's leave these on for 5 or 10. Get rid of this rubbish, and let's see what we can cook up. Don't really know how long this is going to take, but it doesn't even look far off done now. But this little stove and the pan cooks everything rapidly. And in the morning I'm going to have some bacon. I'll try to remember do another cooking session with Noah in the morning, but I'm very bad at remembering doing this because I've said to myself I want to do it for ages but never got around to it. So yeah, let's see how that side's doing now, because it's got very hot very fast. That side's coming along nicely, needs a bit longer. And this Ridge Monkey stove's really good. It comes with a little handle to hold up your pans, so it's no worry to do with that, and it's really, really good. And this little table is going to be mint for cooking for the next 3 nights. There we go, some pizza pockets. Let's try them. Sorry about the weird angle, it's because I'm in my bevy. First taste test of the pizza pockets. Actually really nice, a bit of a charcoal taste on the outside because a bit charred, but really nice. I'll get these down me anyway and keep you posted if anything happens. Right, so it is the next day, and unfortunately it was an uneventful night. It's a very late update, it's currently about 11 o'clock. So I haven't had my rods in since 10:30, just because I've been casting about, getting the marker out. Jay Taylor let me use his Deeper Pro, so I've just been figuring out my swim basically, because today's going to be touching 27-28 degrees, and that is hot. And then tomorrow it's going to be hot, and then the day after it's going to be even hotter. So I need to try to find something that works, and I need to do it fast. And there is quite a bit of fish on the surface. So what I think I'm going to do is have one rod on the bottom and then one on a zig just in case. So on my bottom rig I've just got my spinner rig like usual, and then I'm also going to have a piece of foam on my zig. So let's get one of my rods in now so I can finally get some rods back in the water. So for one of my rigs I've got a spinner rig here, and I'm just going to get this out 6 wraps just to the right of me, and then my other rod, which will be my zig rod, will just go on to the left of me. So let's get this one out first, and then I'll do a couple spoms just over the top. And now let's get the spom out on about the same spot, and then I'll tie up my zig rig and I'll show you that after. Right, so I just did about 5 to 6 zigs on that spot, and yeah, it looks promising for about. There's a lot of fish on the surface, so I'm going to get the zig rig tied up straight away. But the only thing is with this lake, there's a 3-foot maximum length for a zig, which isn't very good, but we can work with it, and we'll get a 3-foot zig on and get it straight out into the water. So let's get on to that. Right, so both my rods are back in the water, and I've got my left one on a zig and my right one is just out at the bottom like before. And my left one is got a 3-foot zig because that's the minimum, and I think I forgot to show you, but I've got a little bug zig, a little bug zig on the end of it, which looks really good and it looks really nice in the water. And I just soaked that in some glug, so hopefully that'll work, and I'll keep you posted what happens. I'm Carpology, I've just done some videos with them, so I'm sure I'll be doing that for a bit. And yeah, I'll keep you posted. Fingers crossed we can have a fish soon, because I'd really like to get off the market. We've got tonight and one more night ahead of us, so got plenty of time, but I'd love a fish on the bank, so fingers crossed we can make it happen. not much to update at all. Today has been very slow. There's not much gone on, just redone my rods and kept putting bait out. Got one rod and a zig, so I carried on baiting up that margin that I was fishing last night, and I think I'm going to put my rods back there for the night time and keep my other rod out and get the zig off and put the zig back on tomorrow morning. But yeah, not much going on at all. It is 4 o'clock, so still got plenty of time today, but I'm just hoping to get off the mark so the stress of a blank just goes and you get off the mark. But it's absolutely boiling. It's been 28 degrees today, and tomorrow it's hitting 30 and the day after 31, and we're not on a great spot considering the weather. We're in quite deep water and we won't be in the shallows, but the lake is absolutely rammed. We can't move anywhere, so we need to persevere and just carry on trying to try different things and just try find the fish and get them feeding on our spots. But fingers crossed I can have some. I'll keep you posted if anything else happens, but nothing really to update so far. Still no updates. So it's second day in and it is 7:15. Still no fish. 2,500 carp in here. It has been hot today though. It's still hot now and it's 7 o'clock, like I'm still boiling hot. There's not too much to update at all. I think I'm going to do a Cooking with Noah part 2 again soon. I didn't have any breakfast this morning, so I didn't really do any. I just had snacks throughout the day. But yeah, I think I'm going to cook up a korma or something tonight, so that'll be fun. So I'll crack on to Cooking with Noah. Right, so we are back cooking, and I'm cooking some chicken tikka masala. So this will be interesting. And that smells and looks amazing, so give it a stir. And that'll probably do, so get the stove off. Not bad at all. So it is the end of the session, and unfortunately we did not catch, but we still had a good session. The weather's been nice, but too nice unfortunately. And yeah, my first time at Trent View Fisheries, and hopefully we'll book another session with Carpology very soon, and hopefully we can go somewhere where I can grab a fish from. But the weather has just not been great for us in this peg. If we're in a different peg, I'm sure we could have had some fish, but it's very deep out here, so we did really struggle. But you've still seen all my tactics that I'll do for tackling a new lake like this, and if the weather was a bit nice, I'm sure them a bit better for carp fishing, I'm sure them tactics would have absolutely smashed and would have rinsed the lake. But unfortunately it had to be 30 degrees. So thanks very much for watching this week's video, and I will catch you in the next one.